Hello, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com. I thought I need to mention on another skill that is needed is travel skills. It's been brought to my attention. I've traveled pretty much all my life, and I've been around different cultures and this type of stuff. So I was raised in different cultures. I've been around them. So when I travel, I have a lot of fun. I like to see new traditions. To me, they're new traditions, and new cultures and stuff like that. And like I say, and I didn't realize it so much, but I'm very flexible. I can endure most unusual traditions and this type of stuff, and I've never thought so much about it. But what happens is people get them, they live their life every day the same thing, and then on their vacation they do resorts, and one resort is just the same thing as another resort. They're just fancy in different ways, but it's really basically the same thing. And that's why I don't do resorts. When I go to foreign countries, and when I say foreign countries, that even applies to different states, because states in the United States, they have different cultures and different traditions and stuff in each state you come to. Different behavior, how humans behave and stuff like that. Now, but traveling in the States, most of the time they speak in English, so that's one obstacle that you don't really have to be that concerned about. But when you're traveling outside whatever country you live in, and then you add the communications as a problem, well, I say, I don't even see communications as a problem. Communications is a challenge, and I never really thought that much about it. But like I say, even when I was married, I was married 41 years, and my wife, this was her third or fourth, English was her third or fourth language, so so it wasn't really real good. So even at that, communications was a challenge. And so I just kind of thought that communications was a challenge. I don't care where you're at. And so like I say, that's why foreign languages, even though I don't learn them and know them, they're not, I was going to say they're not really an obstacle, but they really are. But like I say, we're having so much fun when we communicate. Like I say, I use so much body language that it really, the foreign language just turns out to be a challenge more than a difficulty. And like I say, when you travel, and especially when you're not going to resorts and stuff, you have to learn to communicate. And when you're having communication problems, you're going to have lots of other problems. Shelter, health, eating, getting the food that, and I say that's nothing. When you're traveling, you don't. Now in resorts, you're going to get the same thing over and over again. But when you're not, when you're out amongst the people, the reality of life, food can be a challenge. There's trying to find the food that will digest for you. Trying to find the food that's clean and appropriate for your digestion. These are all the things that make travel an adventure. And traveling is an adventure if you take it as an adventure. You're back to, like I said, everything is based on the proper attitude. And you have to have the proper attitude when you travel. I don't travel with anybody that bitches. And the reason is, there's a lot to bitch about if it's not what you expect. And so in other words, if you're going to bitch about it, you're not getting all you can from the experience that you're fortunate to have being in this place at this particular time. So there's a lot to travel. I'm going to have to make more videos on stuff that you will have with you, take with you when you travel. Because when you're going to resorts, then it's no big deal. But when you get out in the reality of life, there are things that you have to not only be aware of, but there's certain things that you have to have. And I'll tell you, a lot of this I thought was common sense, and but I'm learning it's not. And if you're not prepared properly, this is the main thing right here. If this isn't prepared properly, when you go out on these adventures, not only you're not going to get as much out of it as you should, but you're not going to grow. You're not going to get all the advantages of travel. And growing from the inside is a big part of travel. If you hear people talk about that they're traveled, they're well traveled, stuff like that, it's not like they're saying, oh yeah, I've been to Europe, I've been here, I've been there. That's not what they're saying. When you are well traveled, you know how to make friends, how to talk, not the words, but communicate, how to be able to get along with others in strange situations. Now for them, it's not a strange situation, they're home. But for you, you're out of your comfort zone, so it makes a big difference. And that's why traveling is an important part of your life to grow fully, to fully get the most out of life. You have to do some kind of traveling. And whether it's local or foreign countries, you can't stay in your comfort zone and have a complete life. I've never talked like that before. I've never pushed on people to travel. I never thought that much about it. Like I say, I just thought it's one of these personal preferences, but it's not. You're going to be uncomfortable when you travel. There's nothing wrong with it. That's why it's travel. It's how you adapt to it that makes the travel fulfilling. And now we're back to what I said before. It's the journey that makes the travel so important. I didn't make any videos on it. They weren't. I didn't think they were that cool, but I did make some videos when I went to Belize. And but the thing that made the Belize trip so rewarding was, like I say, I had to go through swamps, jungle. The heat was unbearable. Bugs. I had pictures of me on the ferry crossing the rivers. And then that was the time on my way back. When I came back is when on the trip back I was faced with the Union people with machetes that were going to chop me up with machetes or something. I don't know what they're going to do. But it was the journey that made it. As a matter of fact, I did go to a resort in Belize. And it was funny because I was at the Belize, at the resort. It was a fancy resort. And I was there maybe 15 minutes. And it took me days to get there. I had, my car broke down twice during that trip. And so there was a lot that I got out of that trip. And 15 minutes to where I was going. So it was the journey that made it so rewarding. So you have to prepare for the journey, and that's physical prepare and mental prepare, and you grow big time when you make these types of trips. But anyway, you probably hear me talk a little bit more about travel now, because now I say I've learned some of the problems that a lot of people have that I just wasn't aware of before. Alrighty, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.